Situations happen. Tell me how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Topics of discussion. Tell me what's your view. And let's talk about it. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. Situations happen. Tell me how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. Topics of discussion. Tell me what's your view. And let's talk about it. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth. We gon' rock the truth. Or absolutely nothing. Rock truth. Conversations fuel the mind. They current and they right on time. Or absolutely nothing. It's us, it's you. You rock the truth.
Granddad Royals, and welcome to Rock Truth Radio. I am your host, at least one of your hosts, SelenaKay, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth or absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth before our very eyes is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology of God's original intent for the kingdom and for mankind. Welcome, Jeffrey.
What's up, girl? How you feeling?
I am absolutely amazing. I'm having a wonderful day because I choose it. What about
Good.
yourself?
I'm straight. I'm good. It's been a heck of a weekend, but and it ain't over yet.
No,
It ain't over yet.
no, it's only
So-
just begun. It
Ooh,
really
don't
has-
say that.
It
It's only
has
just
though.
begun.
It really has only just begun. Seriously. Like, you know what? As a matter of fact, we might as well get into our sponsor so you guys can see why it's only just begun. Like, we just got to gather our energies and be prepared
Oh,
for
yeah.
what is ahead and what's to come. You guys know that we are officially sponsored by none other than Healthy in Space. Healthy in
Boom.
Space. They are a Black-owned business. Shout out to Black-owned businesses. Shout out to Kings out here providing all things healthy in one space so we can have the things that we need for functionality. You can get your herbs, you can get your sea moss, you can get your tinctures, you can get your skincare products, vitamins, and so much more. The doors open at 6 p.m. Excuse me, 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. I always mess up the time. I always mess up the time. It is 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. They are located at 6004 Broadway, Maryville, Indiana. They have a website, but it is currently under construction, so bear with them. But you can go in store, so please enjoy 10% off daily men's
Boom,
health
10%,
Mondays.
baby.
Come on, King.
10%.
On Mondays, they got men's health Mondays, tea time Tuesdays, women's health on Wednesdays, tinctures and tonics on Thursdays, free radical Fridays, skincare on Saturdays, and
Come on.
yo, if you mention Rock Truth Radio, if you mention SelenaKay, if you mention Rock Truth, yo, guess what?
What?
Guess what?
You gonna get that 10% off?
Get an additional 10%.
An additional
off of
10%.
all of the products, yo. Like, just hey, just say the name.
Come on now.
Shout it out loud.
Shout it out loud.
Shout it out
Come
loud.
on now.
Yo, man, they have so many things that are necessary for our functionality. And in one product I'm going to highlight, or it's a series of products that I'm going to highlight today that fall in line with our discussion for today. So don't forget, Healthy in Space. We are also brought to you by none other than the Vibe.
Boom.
The Vibe Studio.
Let them know.
Hey, yo, it would be and know what you know. Ron Reed, who's also in the building. Redirect, regroup, refocus. Life Coach Jeff.
There it is.
Right here. Smooch Wallace. Who is Smooch?
I don't know, but if you don't know him, though, you got to get to know him.
What you got to do?
Get to know him.
Where do you grab to get to know him?
Come on.
IG, YouTube, all of the musical streaming platforms.
Yes, all of them,
gotta hear his music. Speaking of which, guess what dropped? No Rush.
Ooh, that No Rush is cold.
Officially dropped, bro.
That No Rush is cold music. Song of the summer.
Hey, you got to go out and get it, stream it on all of your platforms, yo. It is No Rush with band featuring Smooch Wallace in the building, yo. Not only that, he will also be performing at the Show Love Unity. The Show Love Unity Showcase. Yes, brought to you by Shondale and Shauna.
Yes.
In the building. And guess who else will be there? The Vibe.
Boom. The vibe, baby. We're going to be going live from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., y'all. So y'all come on, sit at the table, get some interviews. Look, we only going to talk to you if you got something going on.
That's it. Join the Smooch section. Yo.
Yes, let them know about that Smooch section.
Listen, you can get your t-shirts available. We'll be selling them at the show, but then you can also get your tickets from us. And if you get your tickets from us, you can get a Smooch Section t-shirt for $15 instead of the normal price of $20. So there's discounts available. The tickets for the Show Love Unity Showcase is $30, and that includes food. Food is included in that. So guys,
and black folk love food.
They do.
We ain't gonna go nowhere unless we eating something.
King, and it's chicken and waffles.
Now I ain't know it's chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles.
Now see, hold on now the game has changed.
What?
The game has changed.
Yes, it is chicken and waffles. Y'all join us June 23rd. We'll be in the building.
Yes, definitely.
Experience for us. Guys, every Thursday, Tony Grown Folks Stepping. At the Hudson and Campbell 455 Constitution Street in Gary, Indiana. It is from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. At 10 o'clock. I mean, it's $10. Excuse me. It's 10 o'clock. I'm just waking up.
That's a late session. It's either going to be a late stepper session or early morning. I don't know.
Right. No, I don't think nobody going to go at 10 unless, it's a stepper set. So, no, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Thursdays. Y'all get in these classes. They are for beginners. You do not need a partner. Come and learn how to step. And it's just a grand time overall. Guys, we are also brought to you by Royalty Credit Solutions with none other than our Queen Louise Terry, man. If your credit score begins with a 3, 4, 5, or a 6, Let her help you. She disputes late payments, credit cards, hospital bills, collections, bankruptcies, and so much more. So message her, hit her up on Facebook Messenger. Message, I'm ready for more information. That is Royalties Credit Solutions with Louise Terry. Louise Terry is on Facebook. Find her there. She will also be doing a workshop beginning June 10th through the 21st. There's a daily workshop from 8 to 4:30 p.m. for middle school students. That's what it is. It's for middle school students. And so if you need a place for your child to grow through this summer and get some information for college prep, boom. Hey, hit up Louise Terry. She will be a part of this project, and it will be at Indiana University Northwest. So this is pretty huge. There you go. That's what's up. That's good. That's good. I like that. Yeah. She has a little bit more information as well. I don't want to discard it. You can find her. Her telephone number is 219-614-9720. 219-614-9720. And then it is Royalty Credit Solutions Group at yahoo.com. And if you mention RockTruth, come on now. If you just make a mention. If you mention SelenaKay, let them know. Mention RockTruth Radio, guess what? What you gonna get? $50 off of her services. Now that ain't 10%, people. That's $50. That's $50. That's $50. You're really saving. You saving. You saving. I like that. It's the key word. I like that. Yes. Okay. So that brings us back to our subject matter for today. We're just gonna talk about broken hearts. Because this is Rock Single. This is our week where we talk about relationships, but of all forms. It's not, always romantic relationships. It's just relating to people in general. And so one thing that I noted is, due to a recent recall, I don't want to call it a loss, but a recall in my family, there are a lot of brokenhearted currently, right? And so, we want to discuss healthy ways to heal through a broken heart and not cope. And so one of the products that from Healthy in Space that are recommended, you can see it on the screen. He said roses. This is one thing that I didn't know. Really? Roses actually help with a broken heart. Like, really? Yeah, it does. Now, what's the scientific thing behind this? What is was it the smell? Is it just how they make people feel? Because I recently saw a reel where a guy, he went to the flower shop and he said he wanted 1,000 roses. He wanted 1,000 roses. He wanted to hand them out to the senior citizens at the senior citizens building. So it's funny you say that because I just saw something about that with roses and it was making people feel good. Yeah. No, it does. It's pretty much saying that they are used for medicinal reasons. Okay. The sweetness of the roses in part can be highlighted even more by making them into a herb. Excuse me, not make it into when you infuse it with honey. Like you can make it into a tea. You can make it into fragrant, but just inhaling it. They actually have smoke. You can actually smoke you some roses. But yes, the rose hips themselves, there's a toner, there is a moisturizer, there's a cleanser, all of these things that you can or just buy roses. Just buy you some roses, some fresh cut roses, but they are strategically designed for those who have a broken heart. It says that it's healing the heart both physically and emotionally. Deep in and out. That makes some sense though. In and out. That makes some sense. I didn't think that. Yeah, and because we do a lot of different things. Like for funerals or different things, what do we always have? We always have roses or some type of flower. That's true. But the majority of the time, I see a lot of roses out there. Yeah, me too. So everybody wants to drop the rose on the casket. Exactly. Yeah. I wasn't thinking in terms of that. It was much more than I would have never thought that either. That's interesting. Yeah, me either. So dealing with heartbreak, it can the difference between coping and healing is the distance in time. Like depending on the way in which you feed your mindset, definitely could change the duration of time that you would have to deal with a recall, or
Mhm.
what I would deem as I hate to say the word loss, but a loss.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
definitely.
L in terms of a lesson, but a loss.
Mhm.
Like, so if you're not feeding yourself the proper information,
Mhm.
you can stay in that rut for
Oh
some
yeah.
time.
Oh yeah.
For
And
some time.
definitely, because like you said, coping and healing are two different things.
Yeah.
Coping is that mechanism that those are the different antics, the different type of mechanisms that we use to help us get through some type of hurt or pain.
Yeah.
You know, but when you actually like heal from
Yeah.
something, that means you looking at the issue, you're facing it head on.
Yeah.
You're not trying to mask a problem.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes that's what we do as humans. We humans, that's what we do.
That's it.
Sometimes we'll go ahead, we'll use other things to supplement for just other things.
That's it.
You know,
Coping.
it's just coping.
Yeah,
We're
we're
supplementing. All we doing is filling in a void
Yeah.
and taking something else and be like, all right, we're just gonna pack this up real quick so we can stop the pain, the bleeding, the hurt,
immediate,
the immediate. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
a Band-Aid can't help that. You know, a Band-Aid can't help that a lot of times.
Listen,
Band-Aid is for a small cut.
It is not for gunshot wounds. Guys.
Exactly. Not for gunshot wounds, people. Not at all.
You can't put the Band-Aid there.
Yeah, can't put a Band-Aid on that joker. So
yeah. Girl, well, I didn't
go ahead.
finish. No, you're absolutely correct. Like this part of it just it matters.
Mhm.
Like and I can't stress, prevention, early prevention. Like you don't
Yes.
have to deal with things after the fact.
Very true.
You know?
Very, very true.
Yeah, like just the maintenance of your mindset is key.
Yes.
The things that you've been inputting so that when these things come, you're not too far from, or you don't have to grow too deep into these forms of depression.
That's it.
Right?
Yeah.
The loss that our family is dealing with is from someone who was dealing with mental anguish, dealing with mental health, because let's be honest, guys, that's what we're dealing with. It was funny that we had a conversation on shout out to Monix and Bonnie BB. Thank you for having me.
Hey, big ups to the people.
Yes, it was ironic that we had a conversation regarding mindset. With this being, of course, the month for men, man. Shout out to fathers all around the world. You know, to our Heavenly Father. But a lot of men deal with mental health.
Yeah.
That goes without discussion. Yeah. I mean, they're the head. Like they're the ones that wear the crown, right? And so for them to have issues, just imagine if the top is having an issue, everything underneath it or under his jurisdiction
there it is
going to have a problem.
That's true. Very true. And man, it's something you said, man, because I always feel a different way when a woman says, that men have issues too. I feel that the door is opened up a little bit more.
Yeah, King.
And with that door being opened up a little bit more, it just provides a space to where man can be open.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's like you said, if the man ain't right at the top, everything down below is gonna kind of resemble that same aspect of it. It's gonna resemble it. It's gonna mirror image. There you go. It's gonna mirror that same thing. So if I walk into a place and I'm discombobulated all this way and everything, people feel energy.
Yeah.
Now sometimes the energy can be controlled, but when we talking about a household and how it just feeds off of that, I see it in my household, and it's times when I got to show up and show out for mine, and regardless of how I'm feeling at that time and what I'm dealing with, sometimes you have to tuck those other feelings aside, and help for that and aid for that person or whatever situation that might be. But then you still got to deal with you.
That's it.
At the end of the day, still got to deal with you.
That's it.
Bringing it back to the coping and the healing.
Yeah. No, seriously. And then just to kind of tie in with truth, right? Because everything has to be on a constant. So what we're saying is what you see above is what you see below. When there's a tree growing just as high as the branches and leaves are above, it is just as deep. It is just
it is.
They mirror each other. And so, the things that you're growing through, no matter the environmental conditions, right?
There we go.
You have to learn how to weather the storm. You have to still deal with your mindset and yourself. And that comes with what you're putting into it. When you're like the thoughts that you have that are negative are never gonna grow away, guys. They're not growing away. They're
right.
Growing away. This is about properly managing those thoughts when they come in. providing.
Come on. That's what it is.
Providing domination. Who's going to be dominant? The negative or the positive? Who
exactly.
are you in the captain seat? Who is going to run this show?
There it is.
And that, like you said, that's going to show out into the places and spaces that we are.
Exactly.
And you have the ability to change the entire trajectory of a room.
There it is.
Of the lives of others.
There it is.
Based on how you manage or mismanage your mind.
And that's it, yo.
Yeah, man.
And that's it. And a lot of it, when you was talking earlier, I was thinking about, the tree, when it's planted and you can't, we said as what's above is also below.
Yes,
so you got to remember them roots. That's a foundation, man.
Yes,
roots keep everything together.
Ooh, king.
When we start talking about everything structurally, you need a proper, good foundation.
Yes,
and for me, it's the belief system.
My king.
For me, it's my belief system. That's my foundation.
Yeah.
Now at times I do, y'all know how I talk, man, even on the show and even when I'm out and about. I kind of am ordered, structured, sometimes critical, sometimes strict.
Yeah.
Now that's within me.
Yeah.
And what I do.
Yeah.
So with me and what I do, operating in that way has done nothing but open up doors.
Yes, sir.
It's done nothing but it helps me keep my mindset right because I can stay laser focused on something.
Yeah.
Then that allows me to pocket certain things and say, okay, I got this emotion here, this emotion there. Okay, but still, while you in your emotions, stuff has to get done. It has to get done. Life goes on regardless of any setback or any discomfort that you might feel while you're in a situation.
Yeah.
And it's very common with people. It's very common with people to for it to be hard for them to step outside of self and analyze the situation and look at themselves and say, all right, look, maybe I could have did this different.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have shifted and moved, because when we stay in the same headspace and we keep getting the same results, we keep getting the same results.
Yeah.
What did we say before? That's insanity, right? We have said that before. We've talked about this.
We have.
That's flat out insanity. And somebody listening might look at that as an extreme.
Yeah.
But when you bog it down and narrow it down to your particular household, your situation, and what you're going through, just see how it applies.
Yeah.
These are just small, simple principles that apply to larger concepts in life.
My king.
Larger concepts.
Yeah, because it's building blocks. The thing about it is there's building blocks in life. Like you can choose to continue to deal in your symptoms.
You can choose.
Which is what society teaches you. Like it's teaching you coping mechanisms because they don't profit and cure.
Not at all.
They don't profit.
They profit in hurt and pain.
My king.
Hurt and pain.
Listen.
There's always a medicine to take care of something when you in pain.
That's it. To maintenance it.
To maintenance it. Yes.
We're never dealing with the root cause.
Come on.
We're never, and that's in society. We never deal with the root of what's going on with our mindsets. Every decision that you make that is in opposition to God's order leads to death.
Mm-hmm.
All roads leads to death, whether it's slow or fast.
Facts.
Whether it's slow or fast. You can drink yourself out of here. That's just slow death.
Now that's true. That's true. Drinking is a progression. It's a progression of things over time. You're right.
Over time.
You're right.
You cannot live a quality life. That's death.
Yeah.
That's death. To not live in the fullness of who you are and your being and your total mindset. That's death. Bro.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
All roads in opposition lead to death. There's not one of them that's going to turn around and become life. The only thing you can do is turn. And that's the one thing that we omit when it comes to God. We love step 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Come on. That's it.
We do not like to change our minds or repent for
and that's it. Yeah.
The king or the kingdom.
And all repentance is, people, because we always look at repentance and we always say, well, oh, that's okay. We just gotta ask for the forgiveness and be done. No, that's actual change.
Come on, King.
Repentance is change.
Come on, and it ain't 360.
It's not 360.
It is not 360.
It's not 360.
360 put you in the same position.
It's a 180.
It's a 180.
It is.
It's a
180.
Yeah, and even when we talk about repentance, that does not mean for you to go down in front of the church and tell people your business.
Exactly.
And just for clarity's sake, God is not moved by your tears. Tears can be a form of manipulation.
Yeah,
he's not moved by that. He's moved by changed behavior.
And I have seen that. Oh, I have seen that so many times. And I know you have too. Where we stem on that emotional part pertaining to God.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we just have to move.
That's it.
you have the ability to change the trajectory of any situation that you are in based on your own action.
That's it. Action.
It has nothing to do with the heartache piece.
Come on, King.
The heartache is gonna come.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible already says that there's gonna be trials and tribulations we're gonna have to go through anyway.
Promise.
Yeah, that's what's a part of this thing.
Yeah.
So you can't just omit the negative without having the positive.
That's it.
You know, so it's gonna be here.
Yeah.
But what you can control is how you deal with it.
That's it. It's the how, brother. It's the how, and that's another place where we're falling short. We know who, we know what, but it's the how.
It's the how.
We got this all completely backwards.
All completely.
You know, and so how you're dealing with your broken heart is imperative, and that's what we're saying. Are you coping? Are you dealing with it from a symptomatic perspective?
Yes.
Or are you prepared for heart surgery?
Ooh, I like that. Are you prepared for heart surgery?
Heart
I like
surgery, not plucking and pruning, because when you pluck and prune things, all it does is grow back more.
There you
We're
go.
talking about an uproot of that man.
Yeah.
We're talking about throw the whole man in the garbage.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
How you think in the garbage?
Yeah.
You never profited from.
That's it. That's it. Because come on, and you're right about that.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. You have to throw it all away, and you have to be willing to say, okay, how I've been moving and how I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But it ain't working.
It ain't working.
It's just not working. If it's not working, okay, well, you got a choice. You either gonna want to change it or just be complacent.
Man, I mean,
like, what you want to do? What you want to do?
Like, so then, is that cool? You know what
I mean? Exactly. Because you know what? With some people, complacency is just fine.
Oh my king.
Some people like where they at.
Oh, they love.
Some people love the element of where they're at. They don't want to move. They don't want anything more or less of what they have.
Yeah, king.
So if you like complacency, go ahead, be complacent.
That's it. That's
but
it.
Fine.
Come on, King.
I ain't gonna be complacent.
It doesn't profit.
It doesn't profit because we always on the move with certain stuff.
That's it,
and you don't have to be doing things to the capacity that we're doing in order to look at your complacency.
Yes, sir.
It could just be like we're talking about the mindset, your heart. You know, I guess a lot of times we live in our day to day. It doesn't allow us to really look at that.
Now we're talking about the truth.
Yeah,
like that's one thing that. For me, I don't have the luxury that a lot of people have to deal with the things that are growing on around them. Like, I have to keep growing. I don't know about anybody else, but I can't stop. So then when I do finally get an opportunity and it settles in, and then it's like, I'm just like, I don't even cry right anymore. Like, no, it's just dead silence. Like, it's just tears falling. Like, I don't even know how to truly feel, because I'm not afforded the full luxury that people have to just kind of like wallow in their emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that time for me is over. It's kind of like I'm just like numb, and then just let it happen, and then all right, let's go. We got to get up. We got to grow. Get up.
Yeah, you got to get up. You got to get up.
Got to get up.
And once again, you're still dealing with it. You're still gonna address it at a certain time. Like you said, you just said key words. You just can't wallow in it.
Yeah.
You can't remain in that thing.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's good that you recognize that, because it's like we know and understand it's hard for a lot of people to get past certain situations and certain things. Like, and when you see it on a constant with people, that's the thing with me. Like, even with where I go with work, I see it on a constant with people and everything. You can have the best you got the best intentions in your heart, but people will always pull out the negative out of your good intentions.
Hey, the road to good intentions.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hell is paved with grand intentions.
Yes.
Okay, that road is paved with grand intentions.
I'm trying to tell you.
And that's the part. Like, it's not, if you're going to be intentional about anything, be intentional about obedience.
Yeah.
I think on the show with BB and Monix, they were talking about, people were saying like they're tired of working, they're tired of this, and they're tired of that. No, but what you're not saying is, I'm tired of doing things my way. I'm
there it
tired
is.
of not getting the proper results.
There it is.
To function or malfunction in opposition.
There it is. Everybody gonna be tired. Everybody gonna be tired. If y'all knew everything that I was doing. If y'all knew it.
Yes.
People ask me all the time, Jeff, how do you operate the way that you operate, still find the time?
Yeah.
It's only one other guy that I know that moves as much as I do, and I work with him at the mill. And his name is Dylan. Big ups to Dylan. Dylan got a business called Exotic Enrichments. He deal with snakes. But
like real snakes? Like
real snakes. Oh yeah, he owns a ball python.
That's a mindset.
It's dope. It's dope. Man, when I tell you, when I talk to this man, I gave him a concept idea. I told him, I said, hey man, I'm a life coach, just what I do, blah, blah, blah. My man had his business up and running less than 90 days.
Wow.
And he's only been in it for about 7 months, not even a year. And he's already on track to make $100,000.
Yeah.
Now this is the truth. This is I see this dude every day. Yeah. We talk all the time. He got as much hustle and drive. He didn't even pick up the phone yesterday because he was like, hey man, I sat up here, I was doing so much. I was tired. I said, hey big dog, I get it with you.
Right.
Because you got to fit in going to the post office. You got to fit in going orders, picking up stuff, creating more product, doing everything. My man is on the move. Man. And I watched it happen right in front of me. So the thing is, it's just a testament, man. If you want something, go out and get it.
That's it.
If you want it, the opportunities is there for you to have it.
Yeah.
The problem is that a lot of us just don't have the work ethic. Now, I'm to swing it back to the broken heart and trying to go ahead and relate it to how you should fix yourself. You need to be, what I'm trying to say is, people, you have to be intentional about anything that you do.
Yes.
You have to be intentional.
You have to.
It's one thing to look at somebody and to say, okay, I want to change something.
Yeah.
But I can say it till I'm blue in the face.
Come on, brother.
It's all it is. It's a scripted routine.
That's it.
It's just a scripted routine.
That's it.
Until I actually do it, then it becomes reality.
That's it. It has
and then
to
you walk
align.
in it. It has to align.
All of it has to absolutely align. Like how you do one thing is how you do it all. So you can't be
say that again, girl.
How you do one
Come
thing is how you do it all. So you can't be, oh, you're just the grandest in your work. But then over here in your purpose, you like willy-nilly, like, it'll come together or this, that, and the other. No, eventually it's going to spill over into the negative. It's going to spill over into now affecting your work.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be as intentional with your work as you could be because you're not totally intentional about everything.
True.
It's a front.
That's it.
It's a front.
Yep. And that's to that mindset piece, because however you think, that's what's going to be put out
all the way and completely.
Come on.
It's about total alignment here. And then just as you're talking about weathering, those storms and growing through, being intentional in adversity, when we're dealing with heartache and heartbreak, one thing we tend to do is close up.
Yes.
We begin to build walls. And that's the last thing that you should do.
Oh, yeah.
You have to utilize vulnerability. That's going to be, and a lot of people don't
very
do
key
that because then they feel like it puts them in a position of being hurt or harmed. Guess what? You're going to be hit.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel the loss. There's no way. Like, I have been experimenting with loss. It doesn't matter however you attempt to trick your mind into believing that it's not gonna hurt as much. It's still gonna hurt.
It's still gonna hurt.
It's still gonna hurt. It's about, again, had I prepared my mind in advance with what I was putting into it, saying that it's still gonna hurt, take the punch.
There you go.
Take the punch.
Because once again, when we talk about the coping and all that stuff, coping, all it is just filling in those gaps and voids. You packing it. That's another form of just packing a paper towel into a gushing river. It's not going to work. I
don't even think that they have a commercial that shows that that's gonna work. Like, Bounty doesn't have that as their commercial for a reason.
No. If Bounty could suck up all the water in the ocean, it'd be something going on. I don't know. That's a powerful tissue there. If it's able to work.
Talk about mindset. Okay. Leading with your heart, though, like that's one thing through loss. Lead with your heart. Lead with vulnerability. Like, you have to be vulnerable, bro. Like, you still have to.
You gotta be.
Right after the next hit, you still got to be able to get right back up with the same energy.
And that's same it. Same energy. And that's it. And that, man, and I love how you said that. You got to get back up with the same energy. Because once again, if you don't meet it with the same energy, you just won't get the same result. You won't. A lot of what I've been telling people lately is rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat.
There you go, King.
A lot of these processes, when you start moving around, when you start making decisions, it's a rinse and repeat process.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, if we're not willing to do that rinse and repeat process, then what's the whole point?
Yeah.
What's the whole point? Why are you in the space that you're in? Why are you making the moves that you're making? Why are you not trying to change your mindset when you're trying to grow? When you're trying to get over that heartache and pain or that grief, just why aren't you trying to take the stride?
That's it. I mean, the key word, especially with the kingdom, he uses a lot. That's over and over.
That
means, and it don't stop. That's the 7th Streeter. It don't stop.
Exactly.
Like it's over and over and over.
Exactly.
Over and over again. Like you don't have to question, well, when does it stop? Never. Like you grow back to just dealing with, again, broken hearts.
Yes.
A lot of the times we deal with people and there's issues. A majority of the issues that we have in relating, because relationships equals communication, it's a communication breakdown, right? And so a lot of things happen where people fall out for the most part, right? And so God has prescribed forgiveness for situations as such.
Exactly.
Yes, forgiveness for situations as such. And so we're grand with her. Yep. She can come on in for situations such, but that process, that forgiveness process, which includes restoration or restoring people, that's storing them over and over and over again, restoring them over and over again, that's an imperative piece, because you have to do it over. Love entails you to forgive that person, restore that person, which means put them back in the original position that they should have been in, not the one or the place that you've placed them in.
Exactly.
That's key, because you can place people in situations that they were not supposed to be. That you place them in roles in your life that they were not supposed to be in.
Facts.
And so you set them up to fail you. So now you get the opportunity of placing them back in the original positions that they were supposed to be in your life. And you do that over and over and over every single time it happens. Yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead, girl.
No problem.
Keep going.
No problem. We can
go ahead. I got you.
So you know what? Real quick, we actually have our guest. So we'll conclude our conversation in just a second before we grow out. But we do have our guest today. Miss Careesa Thomas is in the building. How are you, Queen? Go ahead and put your earphones on. You're grand. Twist and turn that one a little bit. You wanna? Yep. Pull it out. Yep. This is what happens in radio, guys. You guys get to see it. I love it. Yep, that is perfect, guy. That is perfect. Let me get you both in the shot. Miss Careesa, how are you? Let me make sure that are you mic too? Go ahead, Queen. Go ahead. Speak in the mic for me.
Hey.
Yeah, we're there. How are you today, Queen?
I'm okay.
That's what. Tell us about yourself and what it is that you do.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I mentor. I'm an entrepreneur, I mentor, and I coach.
Okay. Tell us about your business, the name of, and everything that you do.
The name of my business is Healthcare Port.
Okay.
I'm located in Gary. On Broadway.
Yeah. Give us the address.
It's 504 Broadway. Suite 333.
Okay.
So what we do is we train up people, we staff them, and we also provide services.
Okay.
Training meaning CPRs, OSHAs, medical assistant, EKG, phlebotomy.
Okay.
And staff, and we're looking for medical assistants, EKG techs, phlebotomists. We have positions for them.
Okay. What's the age group?
We deal with 18 and up.
Okay.
High school diplomas, but we also go to the schools and do intros.
Wow.
So
that's
high
good.
schoolers, we could do an intro on them.
Okay.
Intro to healthcare.
Okay. What is your main reason for being in business in this particular field of study, but then also in this area?
Well, I've been in healthcare forever. That was my first job, was at a clinic. So I've been in healthcare since I was 18.
Okay.
In Indiana
or Gary.
Gary.
Yeah.
Indiana, Gary, it's underprivileged. So I like to come to the city and bring some resources and some things that I seen the city was lacking. They have different training programs in like Valpo, Hammond.
Exactly.
They don't have a lot in Gary.
Yeah.
I started out teaching over at Jasmine's training center on 5th. So she offers a lot of stuff too.
Okay.
But that was the only training center was in the area at the time.
Okay. So you went through one training center to start your own training center.
Well, I'm doing CPR, I'm doing OSHA, and stuff like that. But Jasmine, she's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
She actually introduced me to the city for real.
Okay.
I came out here in 2016, but she gave me the opportunity to start teaching over at her center, and it opened up a door for me to start my patient service center.
Okay. All right.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. I like that.
This time, Jeff?
You know what I like, because I'm familiar with Jasmine too and her journey and a little bit of her story. She does offer great services. She does offer great services. She does have something that the city really needs. And the thing is, one thing that y'all gonna have to do is that all of us have to do in Gary is that it's bringing the people more together. It's rallying them people more together, because there are a lot of times when people try to offer services and they'll look at it and they'll be like, oh, well, that's just not the fit. No, it's the fit.
Yes, sir.
I think a lot of times we got to be that light for the people, you know, and because them people around there, a lot of times, I'm gonna just be very honest. A lot of times we talked about trying to get healed, right?
Yes, sir.
A lot of times them people don't want to get healed with that mindset.
Yes, sir.
You know, a lot of times they stuck.
Yeah.
So I look at what you're doing. It's very great.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is you offering something where you're creating jobs for people.
Yeah.
You're creating a different space for people to get into. Medical ain't for everybody, but medical can pay.
It can.
Because I work at the steel mill. Lord knows I don't want to be at that dang steel mill.
Yeah.
But it pay.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes you gotta make a sacrifice. I just really commend you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
And to do it in Gary, I commend you even more for doing it, because you got to reach a certain demographic of people.
I totally agree with that, because when you talk about mindset and healthy mindsets, right? Like, you know, as we grew up in high school, we had like it was thousands in our high schools.
Yeah.
You know, and to now not even have high schools. Like we're down to like one high school.
Yeah, one high school.
But the
it's
mindset
crazy.
that was taught to us was to, you know, go off to college and go away.
Exactly.
Right? But we wasn't taught, and this is an unhealthy mindset.
Yeah, it is.
To come back and provide those resources to our people, to our children, and educate, help bring up the leaders of the next generation.
Yes.
We were not that. We were taught to take our education to go to cities that were already thriving. They don't need us.
No.
We need us here. So for you to do what it is that you do and bring the education here so that people can have the opportunities that could be possibly available to them to just simply be, or if it's a trade, to get them to the next step. This is necessary.
Yeah. And when I stepped into the city, I tapped in with Gary Chambers at first, and they put me in tune with a company called Trade Winds.
Yes, Trade Winds. I'm familiar with Trade Winds. Yeah.
They're looking for business owners that need help. And what they do is they contract in with the business owner and they'll send you some help. They will pay them to come over there and help.
Okay.
Wow. So that's a good tip for like, you know, anybody. Anybody as an entrepreneur.
Okay. And see, a lot of people are missing the steps. Let me tell you something. Now, see, a lot of times what people are missing is the steps. And it's a lot of people that got game, that got knowledge, but they want to hoard the game and the knowledge. And I commend you again, sister, because what you did was you just put out some game for people. You let people know what they got to do in order to get the help. And that is what's lacking in our community. And I'm going to put it out there because I don't care. I got my show too. Y'all criticize me on mine, but you ain't going to criticize her. This is like Coach Jeff talking. It's bad for Gary.
It is.
And how some of y'all hoard that information. We got good people in the city that know what to do, such as this young lady right here. She trying to help people. And the thing is, I feel that it's not fair for certain people to hold on and keep certain things when you just came in here, sat in the chair, said, do this.
That's it. Here's a way to grow.
Here it is.
Here's an avenue.
That's all it is.
Yeah. Like, and that's another thing. Like, just with Trade Winds itself, like there are people that we deem possibly as handicapped. Right. As if there's a cap on what it is that they can do. But they listen, one thing I learned about my son and dealing with you know, the autism spectrum is that that's their superpower.
Yeah.
They're super in some ways, shapes, or forms. So utilizing all help, all things, because that's what God does. Like the things that we and not to say this in a bad way, but I just want to say this, the things that we normally would discard or cast away or cast off, he takes that, he sees that as compost, he takes that and reuses that to grow new things.
Exactly.
You know, so utilizing the avenue of Trade Winds is a grand suggestion, Queen.
Yeah,
and it also gives them the opportunity to understand that they can take care of themselves, because once they stepped over into staffing, they can get financial help, and they can slowly begin to move up out of their homes. A lot of the people that's underprivileged and a little behind, because the disabilities don't have a look to them. I'm talking about like bipolar, ADHD. They end up getting stuck because some of the family don't have the time to kind of nurture those disabilities. So they profit, but they're not really taking care of them and putting them in a place where they could take care of themselves. So with that Trade Winds program, they got a structure going on where they're trying to get them built up for the workforce, put in the workforce, and then they're helping them step off on their own so they can branch off from their parents.
Yeah. Now,
Definitely.
you also have another business.
Yeah, I do.
Let's talk about that.
I do the ladder experience. That's like transitioning. So with the ladder experience, we do rooms. We started off with rooms, renting rooms. Then it went from renting rooms to being emergency for shelter and stuff like that. And we help young ladies, young men, but we deal with the ones that can't get an apartment or can't afford the low income, like Section 8, stuff like that. Now, the state got a program through Section 3, where Section 3. Section 3 will pay you to house those type of people. Like if somebody was into that and wanted to do that, to Section 3.
Yeah, that's good too. Very clear how necessary that is in our society. Homelessness doesn't have a particular face or look. I'm coming out of homelessness. Smiled all the way through. You know, there was times. There was times, but for the most part, it was, you know, hey, gratefulness all the way through for the littlest of things. I found that, and I thank God for the experience, because there's other things that's associated with that too. You don't know who you're going to be able to help while they're helping you. But homelessness doesn't have a face. Just because you have it or you don't, it doesn't mean that you cannot find yourself in a situation where you don't have a stable place to be.
And with the rooms that we rent out, a lot of times we run into guys that don't qualify for low income. They don't have kids. And stuff like that. So they kind of have the hardest time. They can't really stay with family because they're adults. So we run into a lot of those. And the Sojourner house got low income. A lot of the guys left my house and got apartments over there.
Wow. That's what's up. That's what's up. Before we get out of here, is it anything that you would like to say or highlight that we haven't so far? And if not, please let us know where we can find you.
You can find me in the Sincere Building, downtown Gary, 504 Suite 333. My phone number is 219 for the business, 219-248-4912. A lot of the resources that we got come from Advocates for Life, Loretta Pumphrey.
Come on now,
all right,
for RockTruth Radio. Shout out to Miss Pumphrey.
You guys can check her out. We also have a lot of affiliations with other people with some of the resources for clothing, for interviews, the Goodwill. We're now trying to launch off a Great America Trip for the youth because we deal with them 18 to 24.
That's dope. That's dope.
We're going to do that August 7th. So just listen out for us. But if you want to find me, I'm downtown Gary, 504 Broadway, Suite 333.
Any social
social media, all that.
I have Healthcare Port. It's on Facebook. You can look me up on Facebook, Healthcare Port, or on Instagram, it's Healthcare Port. And then I'm Careesa Thomas on there. That's CareesaThomas.
Yes, I love it. Real quick, let's kind of like close out our conversation on the brokenhearted, the broken mentalities. You were just talking about the men. This is June. And you were talking about men that lack resources. So that's again more work on the mentality. More strain and stress to put upon the mentality. Real quick, what is your experience with dealing with men and those, like you said, those mental or disabilities that you can't see?
I've noticed that a lot of times they're traumatized and they're scared because a lot of people are dealing with disorders that were never diagnosed by the doctor. So that means the family kind of overlooked it, and now they're at the age of 20, 24, and it's kicking in to the point where they haven't had therapy, because you need therapy with that. I'm not a big fan of medication, and I know I'm wrong for saying that because I'm in the medical field, but I kind of believe that you could kind of do therapy. You can do things, change your diet, eating, stuff like that, and it can kind of adjust some of the methods as to how you're handling your behaviors when it comes down to bipolar disorders and things like that. So I've noticed that they're scared and they're lost, and they do need a hand to reach out to. So that's one of the reasons the ladder experience. My dad was he dealt with something where he couldn't really fill out his own application for an apartment.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So he went through life like just having a struggle, but he was getting through life.
Yeah.
But it was like a struggle. He was never diagnosed with anything, but the latter experience, me renting rooms, lunched off from him needing a place to stay, and I didn't want him to be called homeless.
Teach.
You know, I grew up in a family, they passing them around, and then, you know, everybody's doing their part as much as they can, but then after a while it gets overwhelming.
Yeah.
So now I'm his daughter, his oldest daughter, so I'm gonna open up room and house. Therefore, dad ain't homeless. He's only homeless if he want to be. So that's when I recognized it was a mindset.
Yeah.
You know, now you out there because you want to.
Come on, teach. That's it.
Yeah.
And that was one of the reasons why I reckon I kind of understand the fact of how the trauma takes its toll, and a lot of things is overlooked.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
I love what you said about because you want to be, because there are some choices in life. You do get the opportunity to provide that you're provided with the resources, but you still choose to be out there. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody deal with how they deal with things, period. You know, and you have to allot for that. You have to allot for people to continue to be in whatever setting that they desire. But then you can always have that door that's open, or here's that resource available, or just because they didn't take the resource, you don't have to have an attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, you just don't want the help. Maybe not today.
Yeah.
I don't know what tomorrow brings. I don't know what the next moment brings.
Exactly.
Right now, what I need for me is this.
And then a lot of time, that's when character is built. That's when the actual vision is birthed forth. Because it's like, I seen that in him, but now I've helped so many people along the way, even with him being alive until he passed away. But I helped so many people along the way. He got Section 8 and he got low income, but it was because he was later on diagnosed with a disability. And he was able to qualify for Section 8, and that's in Chicago. We're not from Indiana, but we're here now. And I like the opportunities that Indiana offers.
I love that. All right, guys, final thoughts. I'll kick it off with you, Queen. Just final thoughts with dealing with mental health. What we're comparing it to today is having a broken heart or dealing with a loss in mental health. Final thoughts that you can give, words of wisdom to people.
Yeah, whoever is dealing with a lot of grievance doesn't have a expiration date. So it's kind of like you got to let every day heal itself, but you got to go off the memories and you got to hold on to what's been and the laughter. Because I know people that's grieving for 9-10 years, and I know people that's okay a month or two after death. So you got to take your time with yourself, and the people around them need to understand that everybody's not built the same.
Teach.
Yeah.
Teach, my king.
Yeah, facts. You know, just when you're dealing with grief, you know what I mean? We all got something we going through at the time. You know, we all have different things we look at, even if somebody is extremely close to you, or even if they're distant. You know, I've had situations where certain stories got to me. You know, I didn't really have to know the person per se, but it was just something like that got to me, and I grieved that, you know. But at the end of the day, once that person is gone, you like you said, you have the memories, you have the impact, and you have the legacy that they left. Try to pick up maybe from where they left off at, you know. Try to let that be a driving source for how you deal with your grief. Know that it's not I talked to my boy the other night. We said it's not a light at the end of the tunnel. It's only a tunnel because you make it a tunnel.
Ooh.
You know.
Teach.
So it doesn't have to be a tunnel.
Teach.
There's plenty of different things, resources, aspects all around you that you can grab a hold of.
Yes.
So just recognize everything that's around you to help you get through your grief and your pain, as opposed to having tunnel vision and focusing on one thing that can possibly help you out when it's a number of things.
Yeah. I love that. Well, oh God, you kind of like beyond triggered what I was going to say. Seeing the vision of having tunnel vision, which means you've just limited your perspective.
Yeah.
You just limited the viewpoint, which you just limited your mindset, you know. And one thing we have to wrap our minds around, people, is that life is going to happen. We talked about, you know, trials and tribulations. I love Martin's special run till that he said, and I take this with me ever since I heard it. No one is immune from the trials and tribulations of life. No one, no matter what you're growing through, no matter your social economic status, no matter your color, creed, background, none of those factors factor in when it comes to life. It's going to happen. The human experience is going to happen to all of us. Wrap your mind around that. But then also understand that one thing that's also promised to us is change. And we see that in seasons, right? Like it's
go.
evident in seasons, and even within seasons, I love because there's diversity in diversity. There's change within change, but your promise change. And so even though, it's a storm today, the sun, one that's been shining there the entire time above the clouds, it's now going to peak. It's going to come out.
There you go.
So you have to wrap your mind around the proper concepts. When she's talking about ways of dealing with mental illness from an unorthodox way, which is just a way in opposition of the way in which the world is teaching you to cope, use medication. No, you can go and talk to somebody. Communication equals relationship. It is a healthy form of way to battle your mindset, but then also battling the mindset is what you're putting in it. Having the right people to feed this first, so then now when it comes to physical food, you'll start feeding the body the proper thing. You won't just take in junk anymore. You'll be very mindful of what I've taken in here. I just can't put anything here, So it's just different foundational concepts that we always have to have. Like for dance, you come back to the bar, you know what I mean? For basketball, it's those fundamental, you running suicides or whatever that may be, but you have to get back to the foundational principles when it comes to life. And understand also, God ain't left us out here willy-nilly. He ain't left us out here to happenstance. He ain't left us out here, without the manufacturer's manual. A lot of people say, hey, I don't know how much I can take. I know who do. Turn to he who does know how much you can take. But don't use that as an excuse to justify any actions that grow against his plan.
There it is.
Period.
I love it.
All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Don't forget, check us at the Love Unity showcase on June 23rd.
Yes.
With Sean Dare, Raw TV, Shauna in the building. The Vibe Studios is gonna be going live. If you need tickets, they're $30. That includes food, which is chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles, baby.
Join the smooch section, Hey, drop that single dropped. I gotta play it again. That single drop, not the song, but the ad. No Rush is out there, bad, featuring Smooch Wallace in the building. It's on all streaming platforms right now. Go ahead and get it. He will be performing live at the Show Love Unity Showcase. One more thing. I knew it was something. There is a Fun in the Sun pop-up with delicious designs.
Boom, there it is.
Let's talk about it. SelenaKay. Yet again, they love to bring me on. I love to do it. We get the opportunity to just kind of like look at the different people in our neighborhood, the different vendors, and we get to highlight them and what it is that we're doing at this event. So shout out to Delicious Designs for putting this event together, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Rock Truth, absolutely nothing at all. Peace.
Conversations fuel the mind, the current